In thinking of coming today to share some reflections on caregiving, I found myself at a loss for words. How does one even begin to define the job description of a caregiver? I remember a while back walking through Thornton Hospital in La Jolla, and I saw this great big banner over one of the hallways, and it says, "Closed for cleaning." And I just said to them, could I just take that home with me? I just wanted to put it on my lawn. Because, in fact, what I had done, because there's so much, the doctors in and out, and all the therapists in and out, and the physical therapists, and the friends, and I usually just put a sign out in front of the door that says, just come on in, just come on in. It drove my husband nuts, because he liked things locked, and I'm just going, just come on in, because I didn't want to keep having to answer the doorbell all the time. But there are times where it's just so overwhelming, you just want to put out this big banner that just says, I'm closed, closed for cleaning. I have, at times, in fact, in thinking about how does one advertise for a position available for caregiver, I've thought, well, how do people even advertise for positions available for, throughout life? And I had recently talked to an elementary school principal who had searched for childcare everywhere, from the best nanny schools in London to her local town newspaper. Her carefully worded advertisement said that she was looking for someone loving, tender, reliable, nurturing, intelligent, and resourceful. She wanted someone who would encourage the children's creativity, take them on interesting outings, answer all their little questions, have a sense of fun, have a lively manner, and rock them to sleep. And I asked her, were you looking for Mary Poppins to arrive on your doorstep with her umbrella? She said that slowly and painfully, she came to the stunning realization that who she was trying to hire was herself. And what she really needed to do was to hire another high school principal. Well, in 1913, Antarctic explorer Ernest Shackleton posted this advertisement for his upcoming expedition. Men wanted for hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success. More than 5,000 men applied for 20 slots. A recent study helped me to clarify the reality of caregiving. 77-year-old Margaret West put toast in her microwave oven and ended up burning down her house. Her 49-year-old daughter ended up quitting her job as the director of a restaurant corporation. She brought her widowed mother home with her, and this is what she said: I would get everybody off in the morning, then I'd get my mom washed, put a clean nightgown on her, put a clean nightgown on myself. We'd sit in the living room, we'd lunch, we'd watch TV. We acted like two sisters in a retirement home. I put on 40 pounds, my mom put on 40 pounds. My mother's doctor became my doctor. I felt like I was having heart palpitations. He asked me what my day was like. I told him, and he put me on antidepressants. I think the choice of putting on a clean nightgown herself defines what many days can feel like. As a caregiver, I think I'm just going to put on my nightgown, get back into bed, and put those covers up, and just don't even want to do today. In fact, I saw this great cartoon. It was a conversation between a Kleenex box and a toilet paper roll. And the Kleenex said to the toilet paper, yep, that's my job. I can't think of anything more humiliating. By the way, what do you do? In my early 20s, as a young wife and mother, I read an article by Rose Kennedy, and it was titled My Life at 90. At the end of the article, she said, one legacy I wish to leave, and that is that old age need not be feared. It can be rich and rewarding, but the qualities of our later life will be determined by the lives we have already shaped. And I think what Kathleen has shared just resonates with that statement. And I do believe that you do not wake up at the age of 85 a tremendously interesting person if nothing has gone into your life. And I do think it's important to ask ourselves as we are traversing through our 50s, who am I becoming? As I enter my 60s, asking the question, is there life after 60? Who am I becoming as I walk through my 70s, as I approach my 80s? What will my life look like if I were to write an article, My Life at 90, as Rose Kennedy did? In 1991, a group of 10 older American women found themselves gathered for a time together because they were finding themselves facing passages in life that there were no names for them yet. And out of this weekend came a tremendous book called The New Older Woman. One of the participants stated, there are really two fundamental installments to being an adult. There are the reproductive years, and then there's some kind of transition that goes with menopause. It's not the transition to old age, but it's a transition to that second adulthood. Then there will be a transition to old age. And that second adulthood is what women didn't have 100 years ago. And I work in third world countries. That's also what women in third world countries don't have. From 1998 to 2009, I felt like I was on the road to nowhere. And my challenge each day was to be now here. I was immersed in the world of caregiving, caring for my husband, Tim Hansel, who lived in chronic pain for 30 years as a result of a mountaineering accident. And in marrying Tim, I left the world of economic poverty issues. I had been the founder and developer of Women of Vision with World Vision for years, but I became immersed in the world of physical poverty issues. I never saw the people in wheelchairs before marrying Tim. I never saw physical poverty because I have always lived a life of such health. Well, on a Tuesday morning, sometime between nowhere and now here, I received a phone call from Tim's mom in Seattle, and she was wondering if I could just come up to Seattle and evaluate her failing health. Well, I didn't give it a second thought. She needed help. Definitely, I would be there. Well, I obviously had no idea what I had said yes to. I brought all of my pictures from all the years that I lived in the Congo. I thought I'll just have unending, uninterrupted time. I can do these photo albums while I help her. Little did I know that I would be immersed in what Mary Pfeiffer has authored, this incredible book called Another Country. The world of the frail, the homebound, the elderly, and the disabled. The pictures from my African childhood are still in a suitcase that I had initially put them in 17 years ago. Scott Peck began his book, The Road Less Traveled, with a brilliant statement that life is difficult. Well, I have found life to be desperate at times. The tuition is so high at Payne University that even I didn't know how to go on when we have exhausted our store of endurance. When our strength has failed, ere the day is half done, became very real to me during those 17 years. Many mornings, it'd be 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would go, oh my gosh, I have already failed the caregiving test. Because I was not just visiting physical poverty. I was immersed in that world. And I moved to Seattle. Tim and I moved to Seattle and took care of his mother, who's bedridden for 6 years. And I know that Seattle is a beautiful city. I just never saw it.